fresh light now on allegations that he previously made in a whistleblower complaint last year. Murphy, who is a Republican and voted for Trump in 2016, says he faced, quote, intense pressure to take intelligence and fit a political narrative. Murphy's last day at DHS was on Friday, and he is with us now to talk about this. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
You say that you were told to lie about multiple topics. Which topics?
So it was really anything that made the president look bad. But from the moment I arrived there, there was three main topics that really would draw the ire of the administration. They were anything to do with white supremacy, Russian disinformation, and the Southwest border.
And so why? Just simply because it made the president look bad?
That was it, yes. They were topics that the president, I presume, did not want to be addressed and did not want to hear about and didn't want anyone else to hear about.
And did officials confront the fact that just ignoring these things could be problematic?
I think it was more than just ignoring them. It was to manipulate the intelligence to fit that political narrative. So, yes, they also did not want things to come out, but they wanted to shape it in a way that would support the president's objectives.
Ken Cuccinelli, who was a top official in the Trump administration, is someone who, I mean, tell us about this interaction that you had with him. Was this in person? What did he say?
Yes. So I met with Ken Cuccinelli and Chad Wolf on an almost daily basis to brief them on intelligence. And, you know, at one point, I had articulated, at many points articulated to him that I was concerned about what was happening. I thought it was unethical, and there was probably violations of law. And he would, you know, constantly tell me to, you know, keep my mouth shut and to do what he said, and I refused.
So you started complaining. This whistleblower complaint wasn't the only time.
Yes. So right after I arrived at DHS in 2018 from the FBI, it was intense. And those three issues I just talked about were immediately told to me that these are things that, you know, aren't going to either come out or we're going to change the narrative, intelligence. And I issued my first IG complaint in 2018, really 4 or 5 months after I arrived, and then again in March of 2019. So, you know, by the time it came to 2020, I had a target on my back. I've been told multiple times they knew that I was the one behind these IG complaints. It was only a matter of time before I'd get fired.
So who said that to you? Who basically said, hey, we need to change the narrative? And did they actually use words like change the narrative?
So I was told by virtually all the senior departmental officials.
Chad Wolf?
Chad Wolf, Ken Cuccinelli, and many others. And the words that they used were, I'm ordering you to change the outcome of these products, these intelligence products we would do. And, you know, I told them many times that I would not do that. And if they kept the pressure up, I would go to Congress or use the whistleblower path to make sure that it was addressed.
Ken Cuccinelli demanded that you modify the Homeland Threat Assessment, specifically on the topic of white supremacy?
That's right. So we completed the Homeland Threat Assessment in March of 2020. And it doesn't go out for months. And the reason for that is Ken Cuccinelli and Chad Wolf and others consistently wanted the several areas changed. One was on the white supremacy part, and the other was on the Russian disinformation.
Did they explain why they thought that made President Trump look bad?
So Cuccinelli told me that, you know, because of what the president's statement in Charlottesville, and then more as the spring and summer of 2020 went along, as it related to the murder of George Floyd and other things, you know, in that time era, that it would make the president look bad. I mean, that's were his exact words.
So look, we know this was a big threat. White supremacy, anti-government extremism. We saw some of the fruits of that on January 6th during the insurrection. Do you think this denialism affected preparedness for January 6th?
Absolutely. And the organization that I led, you know, I was removed in July. Everything that we were doing to find violence on social media, regardless of where it was coming from, was shut down by my predecessor. And, you know, my predecessor, strikingly now, is on the January 6th committee, and he is the one that shut all of those things down, all those safeguards we had in place. And I'm pretty confident my team would have found it. I'm positive they would have found it. But strikingly, Joseph Maher now sits on the committee investigating himself, which I am baffled why, one, he would take that job, and two, why they chose to put him on the committee.